was not clean at all. He wanted to make an attempt. He'll drop something on the floor, just walk away from it and leave it there. And usually I'll even ask, hey, where's Richard? Because I'll say hi to him. But for some reason, it's just the atmosphere was just, I'm like, all right, something's wrong. So I got on the phone with her, and I'm like, yo, he's still wigging. He's wigging hard. And I said, your sister's tripping. I said, your sister acting like she's scared to death. Well, she knows he goes through his episode. Of course she's scared. I'm like, okay. It's when after we found out what really happened, is that she knew what he did.
At this point, detectives begin to realize Chrissy and Floyd aren't just angry at Isaiah, they also hold his mother accountable. And the couple's suspicions align with detectives who still can't explain why Cassie asks them to arrest Isaiah before the body was even discovered. So with all of this in mind, detectives would ask them both point blank who they believe is truly responsible for Richard's death.
So I'm on the same page as you. You guys believe that Isaiah's mom knew that
she had knowledge of it.
Babe!
Bot Rix has successfully joined the channel.
She doesn't have time to stop at McDonald's. Apparently there's a line wrapped around the building and she's busy. So I'm gonna DoorDash something. What do you want? We need to eat something, babe. You want a sub? Oh, hell no. This thing. Murder.
She had that knowledge. I mean, that kid wouldn't have done none of that because he ran over to the neighbor's house and tried to take their car. Did you guys get that information?
Yeah. Yes.
All right. So he's sporadic. He's not clean. He's trying to get off. He's trying to run off. He's trying to do whatever he can do to get out of the situation. He's not thinking about cleaning. He's not thinking about picking this guy up and putting him in the back of the truck and burying him. And then go down to the valley and go get a tarp and go back up there in her dad's truck and they see it and go back up to the house and wrap him in the tarp and then come back down to the valley, which is across the street from her sister's house, and bury him in auntie's house.
When you said that you believe that she knew, do you believe that she helped cover the body and clean up?
I can't go that far. I can't go that far because she doesn't have that mentality.
At the end of this conversation, if she's not arrested by then, I don't know what to tell you guys, but she didn't sod it up like, say like, oh, Isaiah's gonna do this. She manipulated the situation to her advantage. She knew what her son was capable of. She knew how to get him to that point of manic and psychosis.
To detectives, accusations like these don't come lightly, especially between sisters. Additionally, Floyd's description of Isaiah aligns with what detectives already believe, that he's impulsive, messy, and incapable of thinking ahead. And with the next interview set to be Cassie herself, detectives understand just how much weight this conversation carries, not only for Isaiah's future, but for Cassie's as well. There's a lot they still need to figure out. Her unusual behavior outside the sergeant's car, her possible involvement in Richard's murder, and even lingering questions about a potential past homicide. But they know these answers won't come easily. They'll have to approach this carefully, waiting for the right moment to press her. And as her interview unfolds, watch closely for the moment Cassie begins to fear she's the one being implicated.
There's no easy way to start this conversation. Go for it. Okay, sorry. So, how has Isaiah's mental health been in the last few years? It sounds like he's been suffering.
The last year for sure.
Last year?
As far as like his mental health, is it something that he's diagnosed with or just something you guys started noticing?
We started noticing, I'm trying to remember everything. It was before October of 2023.
So back for around...
Yeah. I believe that's when he started smoking and he didn't want to work, he didn't want to do that type of stuff, and we kind of were like, well, he's going through it, you know, he's done playing football, and that's something he's done since he's 5 years old. You know.
Big cult, like life change.
Oh yeah, no school, no schedule, no.
My sleep app said I slept fine. My weekend showed me it was for about 4 months. Not every night, but enough. Or slightly racing. And didn't get back to sleep for an hour. Stress, too much coffee. I felt like all fixes will happen. Nobody tells you that 3 are often there is stress where your cortisol, the hormone that
worked out.
Clearly, Cassie appears emotional, possibly even carrying a sense of guilt as she speaks about her son. Beyond that, nothing about her behavior stands out to detectives as suspicious. As the interview continues, she begins recounting the same incident at Chrissy's house, where some noticeable differences between her story and the rest of the family starts to emerge.
I knocked on the back door. She doesn't keep her back. She uses it for her front door, but it's just... And I walked in. My son's sitting at her little kitchenette table there. There's marijuana. Big bag. Some paraphernalia. but he's sitting there with a knife. I walk in, I was like, son, hey son, what's going on? What are you doing here? I said, well, what's going on with you? Is everything okay? And he didn't see my husband. His dad came in behind me, and he seen his dad, and instantly he's pissed. What the are you doing here? But he hadn't gotten up yet. Like, he was still sitting.
Where's the knife in perspective? Like,
And he's sitting and he has it in his hand. He's not.
is he like you're doing right now? So
Yeah.
he's just sitting back in the chair?
He has it and he's like trying. He's like, what are you doing here? And we're still kind of standing at the door. And when he seen my husband, he got even more pissed. Who effing called you? What are you doing here? My husband looked at me and he stood in between us and he said, get out of here, and go call the sheriff now.
While retelling the story, Cassie appears far less disturbed by the incident, despite it involving her own son. She also seems reluctant to discuss the part where he threatened her husband's life. So after a few hours of letting Cassie speak freely, allowing her to settle into the role of the victim, detectives would finally begin to push back, starting with one detail that would clearly catch her off guard.
And I don't mean this question in anything, but obviously, like, at this point, I can only see certain things. Did you guys explain all of that about him pulling the knife on Anthony to the deputies?
Yeah.
Okay.
And dispatch too.
And dispatch
she
too.
said, "Don't go back in there." But I get why they're angry with me too. You know, that's my son. You know, did anything to try and help him.
I think most of it is emotions are gonna be high right now. It's tough.
They'll never talk to me again. I already know that. And they've made other threats. They've also said other things to me. And I don't talk about it right now.
I think Detective Hunt is following up on that part, but the weird, vague comments about this is potentially not the first time Isaiah had done something.
Yeah. And I didn't hear any of it. I was in the house, but they were really going on. Like, he's done.
I was watching that. Sure. How much is it? What did you order? You ordered what? That's fine. I'll give you $40. Use the other 40. That's cool. Friday. Should be a big check. 600. Should be like 7.
Before and
Like, killed someone?
that was the implication, but she also said that my husband and I helped cover it up and that they know the name. Tragedies like this happen and people don't find their loved ones. We needs to be found, my dad.
Subscriptions. Let's just take 5. So I just downloaded Rocket Money. It says you'll actually have 44 plus you $369. Okay, what up?
Any pet you want can be found somewhere on the map. Plus, tons of collab rewards are waiting for you to claim. So grab your pet and start your adventure.
Clearly, Cassie is distraught, not only at the prospect of being ostracized by her family, but also at the possibility of being suspected by detectives as Isaiah's accomplice. But there's still one question detectives need answered, after which they'll have made up their minds about Cassie.
When you went to Sergeant Rodriguez and you made the comment that it's him, you need to get him in cuffs, you need to get my son in cuffs. Why for you in that moment did you knew it was Isaiah? Where was your mindset at? I know I'm asking you to explain like a gut instinct. It's
just the things you kept saying, like, you guys, why are you pressing me? He's like, he's gone all the time, weeks at a time. I said, how long has it been since you've seen him? It's like a day and a half.
So you've got kind of every other family member that's here that's worried and everything like that, and his response didn't seem to match your guys's.
Right. Just know you feel it is. It's like, then I'm like, he has to get handcuffed. He has to go to jail. You know, I just felt it, and I'm his mom, you know, and I'm not in denial. And
I do think personally you did the right thing. I think you handled everything as best as anyone could, as best a parent could. And I don't think that me saying that's gonna bring you any comfort, but I do believe it.
Despite her unusual behavior, the detective appears to take Cassie at her word, believing she may be genuinely innocent. Her family, however, remains unconvinced. After wrapping up this and several other family interviews, investigators find themselves between a rock and a hard place. So far, there's no concrete evidence that Chrissy or anyone else was involved. In fact, at this stage, there's barely enough to definitively prove Isaiah's involvement. So Isaiah remains in jail, hoping that with the right lawyer and no further discoveries at the house, he might still be able to walk away scot-free. 1 week passes before the case finally sees an update. But it's not the one investigators were hoping for. The autopsy results have just come in. According to the coroner, Richard died at his home from a severe knife wound to the neck that resulted in significant blood loss. He also showed signs of blunt force trauma to the head, along with bruising around both eyes. His body was then dragged out and later buried in a shallow, tarp-wrapped grave at his own shop. But even with these horrific findings, it says little about who was responsible for Richard's death, other than suggesting it was someone deeply disturbed. And with every passing day, both detectives and the family begin to fear that the person or people responsible may never face justice. More than 2 months pass, and the case begins to stall. But then, investigators catch a break. They receive a major update from the jail where Isaiah is being held. So detectives rush over and meet with one of Isaiah's fellow inmates who has some very interesting information to share.
Group of detectives of Mosley PD. First off, we're not here for your case. You're not in trouble or anything like that. It's about a different case that we're talking about. With Isaiah Thomas, how does he act in there?
Crazy. He's kind of like out of his mind. Yeah.
What kind of stuff does he do?
He bangs on the wood. And he starts screaming blood, blood, blood all night. And he doesn't let us sleep at all.
Okay. So all night he's keeping people up.
Yeah, he is.
Does he piss people off?
Yeah, he does.
What have you heard as far as like his case?
That he kills his grandpa. Yeah, his legs still open.
Okay.
And before he killed him, that he asked him if he believed in God.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What did the grandpa say?
That he did.
Okay.
And then he just didn't.
Did he say why he killed the grandpa?
Oh yeah, he was his grandpa was.
Really?
Yeah, since he was a little kid.
Okay.
Yeah.
When he killed him, was grandpa trying to do something?
I hate staining my hands.
No.
Wait,
It's just
what?
Since he was a little kid.
Did he say why he killed the grandpa?
Oh yeah, he was his grandpa was.
Oh really?
Yeah, since he was a little kid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh
When he
no.
killed him, was grandpa trying to do something to him? Was this just he had anger towards him or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure enough, what the inmate describes aligns with key details from the autopsy, particularly the fatal wound. But even then, investigators can't be certain. The inmate could be telling the truth, or saying whatever he thinks will benefit him in hopes of a reduced sentence. But that uncertainty would soon come to an end with an update from Isaiah himself. 2 weeks after speaking with the inmate in early February, Isaiah pleads guilty to second-degree murder and unlawful disposal of human remains. On March 10th, he is sentenced to a maximum of 20 years in prison, along with mandatory mental health treatment and no-contact orders involving several family members who cooperated with the investigation. As of now, no other family members have been charged, with law enforcement ultimately concluding this was a solo actor homicide, dismissing any allegations of parental involvement. And as for the alleged prior homicide, police have so far found no evidence linking Isaiah to any unsolved cases.
Florida, you can
What the fuck, dude?
on your phone, powered by Pass Motor Racing, and Hard Rock Bet is the only place to do it. Play exclusive games like Oink Oink Oink, only on the Hard Rock Bet app. Download and play now.
Big Cream.
The Rodan. Why am I green? The hell? The fuck? Green. No, I'm not green. What's up?
I feel icky.
Zero hormones.
I need mana.
Near the Steiner Eye. What the fuck was that teleport? Did you see that? Huh? I don't need it. The ring is gonna be better than what that is. There's a point where you don't pick up anything anymore. Why do you feel icky? Is it your vagina? Is it your vajayjay? Is it your vajayjol? Is it your lilac, your woofle?
And you, my head.
Are you hot? Your head's fine, you're not feverish. Do you feel sick?
Ick.
That doesn't tell me shit. The fuck does ick mean?
AIV.
The whirlwind sometimes pisses me off.
AI viewers bro you don't know.
That's a bot. Okay, just went right through the wall. Cool. Oh my god, shitting on him. Shitted on him. Got some goodies. Dark glow is good.
Put that to good use.
Master ring. Oh. Disciple boots are huge. Now what I can do is I can actually change up my fucking rings. This has got min damage, attack, creating mana, life after each kill. Also have this one. Alright, we got some options.
I hope that the arcane. Yes.
This is good evening.
Let's slam this. think I'm gonna give this. I think I'm gonna give that to my Merc for now.
I'll put that to good use.
Do I hear the Wuhan again?
Poison resist. You hear the Wuhan again? You talking about?
You said your vag hurt, so you got the Wuhan again.
No. None of the above. Install.
I'm sorry. There's nothing the right portion can't cure. You have done. Yes? Greetings, Gerentel. Good evening. Well, good day.
Any big malls? Nope. Little baby dicks. Fucking allergies, man.
Jesus. WTF is that?
Don't worry about it.
Hey,
Yeah.
you ever had beef bacon?
Have I ever had beef? No, I didn't know that was a thing.
Me either.
No? No.
Peppered beef bacon.
Okay.
Kind of fun, but I ain't got time to make it right.
Beef bacon. Alright.
See?
Not enough mana.
Shadow Disciplines. Don't think we're gonna be playing that.
Does not belong in the hand of this Arca room. Impossible. I can't. Good to see you. You have this good day.
Damn, I rolled too low. Praise you.
Damn it! From the ash.
Hello there. Now that
Alrighty.
Impossible. I can't. This is the day. Impossible.
I think that's our food, babe. Yeah. Should be our food. Right? Huh? What?
So cute.
Who was it, kids?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, it was like the HOA president or some shit.
They didn't pick mine or Russ's or his truck. They picked, they're looking at it going,
Good to see you. Greetings.
What can I do for you?
that's what I was afraid of.
You should have let him wash it. How much do they charge?
I need money.
Oh. Maddie's a kid. Huh. Their food on the way?
You have stay a while and listen. May this book lift the shadow from Karest.
2 more levels? Maybe 3?
Good evening. Not enough mana.
Oh, shit. Any big weapons for us? No. Suck. You guys literally didn't drop shit for me. Hell yeah.
Impossible. I need mana. Good day. I need mana. Not enough mana. Maybe now. Peace. The time. Good to see you. There's
Limited Jewel. Havalum. Yeah, it could be a fat upgrade. Skull on Jewel. $23 ED, 4 minutes on per hit, 10 daily strike, attack rating, more D, plus deadly strike. Special life on it though.
Hail to you, champion.
What do you need?
Food time. Food time. murder. First murder.
You almost got me in the throat.
Dude, I got shot.
Yes. I used to do that shit with my brothers. One time I got clocked good. Careful.
Whatever, dude.
Joker.
Fuck you. Go away.
I was standing right here waiting for you to walk in. That way.
You're fucking stupid. Fuck you. My butthole hurts.
In person from a distance.
This guy's psychotic.
So that poses an interesting issue in itself.
From Daniel's reactions, it's clear the stalking is taking a toll on him, too. His wife is terrified, his family feels haunted, and he's struggling to understand how any of this is happening. Detective Martinez wraps up the interview, but something Daniel said lingers in the back of his mind. He revealed that he didn't know about the stalking for almost a month. Not until Crystal finally showed him the email with the photo taken outside his workplace. So Martinez decides to look deeper into the family dynamic, and what he finds is concerning. He learns that the couple have been going through a rough patch recently. Nothing hostile or dangerous, but they were trying to work things out, doing what they believed was best for their kids, and holding their family together the best they could. How much the stalker seems to know about their lives, Martinez briefly wonders if someone inside the home might be manipulating the situation, and for a moment, he even considers the possibility that Daniel might be messing with his wife as some twisted way of trying to fix their marriage. But that idea is quickly dismissed. There is no evidence backing any of it, and all signs still point to Anthony. Not to mention, Crystal herself is fully convinced her ex is behind the stalking campaign. Around November, the harassment continues to escalate with messages and threats. Crystal continues documenting everything and constantly monitors her cameras. By early December, she finally receives a message that gives her the smallest breath of air. Hey, gorgeous. I can't visit you anymore. No more Colorado time. My girlfriend doesn't want us talking without her. She says you'll let the cops get me after you get rid of him. For the first time in weeks, Crystal and her family feel a brief sense of relief, and it sounds like Anthony is backing off, maybe even leaving the state. But in reality, this is just the stalker's final move to make them drop their guard before he strikes.
TRT. Sorry, got longer than I ever did on injections. 4
Yeah.
years on TRT. Weekly injections, constant blood, shrunken bones. And you know what? I still have it. My testosterone was high on paper, but I was converting a portion of it.
1 hour before
The
murder.
day starts like every other day. Daniel leaves for work, while Crystal heads out to drop the kids off at school. During those minutes, someone approaches the front door, tapes over the Ring doorbell camera, and slips inside the house. And it
What? Escape.
Later, Crystal drives back home, pulls into the garage, and steps out of the car. She has no idea someone is waiting for her inside. And she closes the car door. He attacks. The stalker strikes Crystal in the head, stabs her, and leaves her bleeding on the floor. After months of plotting, this is the moment he'd been waiting for. Later that morning, Daniel tries calling Crystal from his office, but she doesn't answer or respond to texts. Hours pass, and there's still no sign of her, so Daniel finally decides to call police.
Feels really to text is or yes, we haven't got target stalker. I've been making
of Daniel's call, an officer is dispatched to the Krug residence to check on Crystal. At the same time, Daniel also calls Crystal's mother, asking her to go check on her daughter, sending her straight into the worst moment of her life. While she makes her way there, the officer reaches the house first.
Hello?
I was just on there.
Oh, yeah, he sent us as well, so. Just next door? Okay.
Great, well, you got this.
Alrighty, man, appreciate it.
The house looks quiet, and the officer doesn't notice anything wrong from the outside. But before he clears the call and drives off, something nags at him. So he brings his patrol car a little closer to check the garage, where he's about to uncover a tragic, horrifying sight. As the officer leans in for a closer look, he spots a body lying on the floor, motionless, with blood smeared across the wall.
5110 medical and 110. I need a 400. Nailed down in the. Brookville Police! Brookville Police!
Oh shit. Holy shit.
The officer steps into the garage to find Crystal with what looks like a severe head injury, so he immediately begins performing CPR, working on her for several moments with no success before opening the garage door to give medics access. But instead of paramedics, someone else soon arrives.
Garage is open now. No, ma'am. I need you to stay out, please.
Fucked up.
Tragically, as the garage door is lifted to get medics in, Crystal's mother catches a brief glimpse inside, just long enough to see an officer performing CPR on her daughter. Before she can process what she's seeing, another officer quickly arrives to shield her from this nightmare.
Pam! I need you to come over here for a minute, okay? So we can work. Understand. I need you to... Okay? I know. Go and sit inside so we can work on it, okay? So we can try to get her the help, okay? What's your name? Linda. Linda? Okay. Tomorrow, okay? I'm here, I'll give you some news as soon as I can. I have no idea yet, but I know that they're working on her. The officer in there has been working CPR on her. I think she's doing okay, okay? He did. He called us and let us know, okay? I'm gonna take a seat for a minute. I'll be right back here, okay?
I need to tag out, man. She's got a head wound. I don't know if it's from falling or something else. I don't know. It's a good one. Someone said there was a stalker threatening to kidnap her, so I don't know. No, she's unresponsive. Decent head wound.
The medics continue working on Crystal inside the garage. An officer stands outside reassuring a distressed woman who's just arrived, unaware that this is Crystal's mother. She's shaken and terrified by the horrors she witnessed inside the garage. Linda would later learn that none of this was random. Finding her daughter like this was always part of a twisted plan. Back inside the garage, medics keep working, still trying to revive Crystal, not yet aware of the fatal wound hidden beneath her clothing.
Guys, this game is so.
Need a game changer, folks.
I haven't.
Guys, you see anything other than a fall type of wound? Gash on chest. Oh shit. Oh shit. Yeah, that's a stop with it. That's right,
Damn it. Yeah, I'm gonna get it.
Homicide, gotta call homicide.
The dispatch could tell us the husband and to check on her. I don't know right now, but dispatch should have it. So we have a physical stop. Yes.
Germany says the only person
yeah.
Germany is this or you
The reason is this husband said he couldn't reach her for transport.
we don't know within 10 minutes now.
Husband has not been able to reach her by Stabling, just let Henry know that.
Medics work for only a few minutes before realizing there's nothing more they can do beside Crystal's body. Tucked inside her purse, the officer notices a handgun she never even had time to reach for. With the immediate area secure, officers spread out throughout the house, searching every room for the attacker, but no one is inside. And as officers step outside the home, they start noticing small details that don't line up with an impulsive crime.
Yeah, I don't know. Backstory. Husband said there was a dude who's been stalking her and threatened to kidnap her. And Martinez was involved, and Martinez just said, hey, this is a big old thing. I don't know, dude. I don't know the history on that part. Martinez does, though, and he said he's coming in. So, then that we're just kind of securing the scene and waiting for detectives, you know? See what they need.
I kicked that, yeah. It's interesting. Yeah. It was very interesting. Almost like dude might have stuck around from this way and
I wonder if maybe the door was unlocked, that's how he got in.
you know what, dude? You know what? I don't know. I kicked it and it went pretty easy. So I'm gonna say no devil. I saw her come around, dude.
Officers quickly confirmed the door was unlocked, and a strip of blue tape had been placed over the Ring doorbell camera. Whoever did this clearly planned it and came prepared. As police continue searching the scene, family members begin arriving one by one, each of them unknowing, walking into the worst moment of their lives, while officers prepare to deliver the news no family ever wants to hear.
I don't know anything just yet, man. I don't know anything just yet. Are you?
She's in.
Family friend?
Yeah, my friend from the city. We asked her. We asked her to come up with it.
Okay. Is her husband almost here?
Is she gone?
We want to give you guys all the information all together. You don't want to have to repeat the information over and over for you guys to continue anything, so.
He said he was on. It won't say. You're done. Oh, shit.
Who's in charge of Dr.
Absolutely. And as soon as someone frees up who can tell you, I'll send them your way, okay?
My son's on.
Is this your daughter, sir, or your daughter-in-law?
Those are my.
It's your daughter, and so her brother's on his way.
With Crystal's father and brother now at the scene, the weight of what's happened settles over the family, and it grows heavier by the minute. The only person missing is Crystal's husband, Daniel, the man who feared he wouldn't be able to protect her for weeks. Now he's on his way to find out those fears have come true. As they wait for him, detectives arrive at the scene and begin coordinating their next steps to hunt down whoever did this. Little do they know, the killer they're looking for is still in the area, much closer than they think.
So I pulled my car garage just to see if her car was in the garage, and I immediately saw her at the base of the stairs, blood smear on the wall. I came around and to the front door. Turns out it wasn't locked. There's also a piece of masking tape over the ring camera. Almost like somebody approached from the side and taped it there. And then maybe she opened the door for somebody. First thing I noticed was an obvious head wound. They noticed after tearing the shirt there, it stabbed right there.
Being a part of the community, I mean, it's everything. Every family of that side. Sisters, just think, it's some of the historic figures in the country's history. I think that every day and holiday. Three words that come to mind every time. Make the shot.
So, that's what we got. Husband should be here any minute.
Okay, so I need another detective up here to start working with canvassing. I need you to stay here, and Martinez is coming here. Yep. So good. That I want you and Martinez to work on this. I'm going to give. And then
Martinez is working on this document.
Yeah. The back end. You got to be careful. You have to be careful. We don't know. Anybody that's here still suspect, so we need to be sure that stay focused on that.
As investigators discuss plans to interview Crystal's family and her husband Daniel, he arrives on scene, cutting the conversation short. And right away, he makes it clear to everyone that he's nothing more than a devastated victim overwhelmed by what's happened to his wife.
Hey, I need you to stay back, sir. I understand. I need you to stay back here. Family's over here. Family's over here.
That's all the questions I have. Unfortunately, I don't have my answers for you. But I know what you want right now.
At this time, officers have no reason to suspect Daniel of anything, so they treat him with care as he goes through this traumatic moment. But beneath that devastation lies a cold, heartless man, because Daniel knows exactly what happened inside that garage, and Daniel is the killer himself. Every tear, shaking breath is part of his act, one he will continue selling to police and Crystal's family standing just a few feet away.
I was so attacked.
I'm never gonna say if he says anything, I just need to tell her that we don't tell. This is a family matter. So we need to figure out how to read. That was clear. Just make sure that she gets attention.
As this tragedy unfolds, Crystal's mother embraces Daniel, trying to comfort him, having no idea the man she's holding is the one who her daughter. Fortunately for officers, the hardest part of the job still isn't over. As the family groups outside the home, a detective is sent to the school to pick up Crystal's children, who still have no idea what happened to their mother. When the detective finds Crystal's eldest daughter, she's already shaken. She's been watching the live camera feed on her phone and saw enough to know something terrible happened. But what she tells the detective next is what truly harmed informs her her mother's stalker has been hinting at something far darker recently, and he might have deadly plans for the rest of the family.
Beside me, my house camera's going off. There's police at my house, and an ambulance, and there's a stretcher. I could tell to see who's on the stretcher, so I called Dad. Dad picks up, and he's fine.
You're probably about 7 minutes away, okay? Not gonna let something happen, okay? That's why you're here, okay?
You know what's going on?
I do, but I can't. I'm not gonna tell you, okay? Because we're so actively investigating what's going on out there. So I don't want to give you wrong information. That's the last thing I want, okay? What's been going on at home?
So this dude is on TikTok, taking photos of Dad and saying that he's
Do we know who this person is?
Alex. I don't know.
Like an ex-boyfriend or... Okay.
And they broke up a while ago, and they ended it as friends. So this has all come to shocked him. So he's contacting her for numbers, sending pictures of Zach that's gonna go. He hasn't mentioned anything in my sibling. Like, he's like, he did something right, trying to recruit guys to, like, help him with what he's doing. He's like,
How did you guys learn about it?
He's never gone through all of this, so my mom contacted the police, and she has, like, a bunch of people on the police. She sounds like she's involved in it. And she's not. And so,
I try to kill your...
and so, like, you're gonna on us. And so she's been so.
I overthink during sex and can't stay hard. Honestly, this is why I recommend most ED meds are only designed to handle the physical side, but this is designed to help you. It works in as little as 15 minutes and lasts for 36 hours. You can get it all online without having to go to a doctor's in person.
Pd2 Gold is the only formula we found that targets the body and the brain. This 4-in-1 formula finally activates the natural drive of my arousal. It means we feel a much deeper connection, not just physical.
Other ED meds are really needed. Something about ED stress
Goodness
boost the arousal of my
gracious.
brain. Ample oxytocin, Pd2 Gold do just that, while also improving blood flow. The best and easiest way of visiting.
What Crystal's daughter reveals isn't just alarming, it's sickening. Because this so-called stalker isn't just threatening the family, he's twisting the narrative inside their home. He's making it look like Crystal was secretly working with him to kill Daniel, manipulating the kids into believing their own mother is dangerous while positioning Daniel as the helpless target who needs protection. To the kids, their mother starts to look untrustworthy. To detectives, Daniel starts to look like a victim, and to the stalker, everything is going exactly according to plan. It's a disturbing, genius level of premeditation carried out by a man willing to use anyone, even his own children. The detective logs this information and coordinates with Crystal's sister-in-law, Kate, to get the children safely out of the school. Back at the crime scene, detectives continue their work. They canvass the neighborhood, speak with neighbors, and begin collecting every CCTV clip they can find to reconstruct the killer's movements. By this point, there's enough evidence tying Crystal's ex-boyfriend Anthony to months of harassment, allowing police to obtain a nationwide arrest warrant for stalking. Departments across the country are notified to be on the lookout for him. Additionally, with a homicide on their hands and a killer on the loose, investigators can escalate the case and issue exigent circumstance warrants to service providers to finally speed up the digital data they've been waiting on. If Martinez received those files weeks earlier, things might have been very different. Meantime, Daniel, along with the rest of the family, is taken to the police station for formal interviews. At this stage, it's standard procedure. Investigators are simply looking to collect statements, but about 2 hours later, when detectives finally sit down with Daniel, his routine interview begins to take a very different turn.
So, your securities
Daniel reported the garage intruder back in September is when the stalking first began, and by then, the couple had already installed multiple cameras around the house, plus their Ring doorbell. But even with all that security, and after police confirmed they had no GPS trackers on their cars, the stalker still found a way to follow them, sending Crystal a photo of Daniel walking into work and texting her about seeing her at the dentist. So as the detective scrolls through the surveillance
big bag.
footage to understand the timeline, he notices something strange that catches Daniel off guard.
So when your cameras go off, that was turn off. Don't turn off. We can turn them. Who has the ability to turn off the cameras? Who has the ability to go on the app and turn these off? Sid? It's alright, Dan. Shows all I can settings. Okay. Just us. Just okay.
The detective's question here isn't by chance. It's prompted by something peculiar he noticed on the surveillance app. All of the home's cameras shut off at 8:15 a.m. and they stay off until 10:15 a.m. Only the camera pointed outside the garage remains active during that entire 2-hour window. This instantly narrows the murder time frame to those 2 hours. Just then, Martinez finally arrives at the interview room. He's the lead detective who's been handling Crystal's stalking case for months, and now that case has become something far worse. He sits down with her devastated husband, feeling the weight of the loss they both couldn't prevent. They didn't save Crystal, they couldn't protect her, and now they're here, mourning her loss, trying to piece together what happened.
Sorry I didn't answer. Actually, it was in today.
As Daniel breaks down, something catches Martinez's attention. Daniel is crying, but there are no tears. The detective finds it strange and more than a little concerning. Wanting to probe deeper, Martinez asks for a moment alone with Daniel to see what's really going on beneath the surface. And the moment he starts asking questions, things get heated.
If you don't work in IT, keep scrolling. Okay, now that they're done, how are we doing?
Best.
I know you said that you don't think that there was somebody else. Just how do you keep that? Just trying to put things together to kind of get a bigger picture. Because you said she's been acting kind of weird lately, and being very secretive and holding of information for. So I'm just trying to understand, I guess, so we can backtrack. She's been doing this past month.
Martinez's question here is telling of what he's thinking. He's not ruling out Daniel as a possible suspect. After all, the couple were going through a separation period, and this is meant to probe whether jealousy or something else could have played a role in Crystal's death. Sensing the tension in Daniel's response, the detective decides not to press any further. As they step out for a quick break, Daniel says something that makes it obvious he struck a nerve.
See that? It's always
After detectives collect the initial information from Daniel, his children finally arrive at the police department. They still don't know what happened to their mother, only that something is very, very wrong. Daniel is notified of their arrival and given a choice. Should he be the one to tell them? Leave it to officers and Crystal's family. Instead of letting someone else deliver the news, Daniel insists on telling them himself. A decision that appears compassionate on the surface, but underneath, it's a way for him to control the narrative and shape how his children see him, even in a moment of tragedy. Following this, investigators sit down with Crystal's family to begin their interviews, and This is where things start to take a concerning turn. Up until now, the case seems straightforward. Crystal has a stalker, her ex-boyfriend Anthony. That stalker killed her. Find Anthony, and you find Crystal's killer. But once detectives start speaking to Crystal's parents, brother, and sister-in-law, things become far more complicated. What they learn next will force them to reconsider everything they think they know about Crystal, her marriage, and even her stalker.
So your understanding, I guess, is the ex-husband who's been kind of
In this room.
That's her giving up on you having the end. Me, it started right after I began that weight loss prescription. She wasn't wrong to worry. I mean, what do you expect when she watches you pass out on the couch every night by 7:30? Yeah, the weight was coming off, but so was everything else. I stopped making weekend plans. Couldn't even mow the lawn without it wiping me out. I just felt weaker everywhere. She told me I looked gray, like whatever I was taking was stripping the weight off, but taking everything good with it. And she was right.
Even though Crystal's brother Lars sounds skeptical of his mother's suspicions, she isn't exactly wrong, as, on the surface, it makes no sense that Anthony couldn't be tracked down for months. Lars would also go on to explain that Crystal and Daniel saw their marriage very differently. Crystal wanted out, Daniel didn't, and the family seemed to view their relationship as dysfunctional, but not violent. But listening to these statements, something becomes very clear. Every family member felt that something about the stalker was off. There was a shared intuition they couldn't quite articulate, and when detectives sit down with Crystal's mother, she makes that suspicion very clear.
And I kind of seen that she was married, had 3 children. Was she in good terms? He was in complete denial. She told me how he was. She never gave you any
she went to bed with the kids. But he put her kids. She was worried. Oh, serious. He was in, she told me he was in denial, but that she told him marriage was over. She would stay until graduated. I just didn't have a kid. She didn't. I just can't shake this question as he was with Anthony.
Needless to say, hinting that Daniel might somehow be involved with the stalker is an alarming accusation, and it makes things even more complicated for the detectives. At this point, the family itself is split. Crystal's brother Lars completely dismisses the idea that Daniel could be involved, calling it nothing more than a conspiracy. But others thought that there was something off about Anthony and the entire stalking agenda. With all statements collected, detectives wrap the family interviews and regroup to make sense of everything they've gathered. By combining everything they've learned, detectives land on a clearer picture of where the investigation now stands. The family interviews raised enough concern, and there was enough tension in the marriage that detectives decide they can't rule out Daniel yet, and he officially becomes a potential suspect. But even with Daniel now on the radar, Anthony remains as the obvious prime suspect in Crystal's homicide. His threats and weeks-long stalking campaign still place him at the center of the investigation. With that in mind, detectives know their next move. It's time to find Anthony. At around 3 p.m. that afternoon, police finally get their first real break in months. After digging through everything they have on Anthony Holland, investigators land on a possible address in Utah. Because they can't reach him themselves, Broomfield detectives coordinate with Utah County Sheriff's Office, sharing his name, photo, and the address where he's believed to be staying. Up until now, Anthony has only existed as a name in emails and threats, a distant figure who no one has actually seen. So when officers finally get a hit on his location, it becomes the first real chance to confront the man they've been hunting for months.
I'm gonna ask you a couple of names to see if you recognize any names. Have you ever heard of the name Crystal Krug? She may have been Grimsrod. Yeah. And you know a Daniel Krug? No. No? How do you know Crystal? She was an ex-girlfriend. She's an ex-girlfriend? How long the ex? Like how long ago? 1999. Oh, so like a long while ago. Oh, okay. When was the last time you talked to Crystal? Has it been a minute? It's been a minute. Like since you moved from Durango? Yeah. Yeah. So that would have been what, back in 2014? Yeah. Have you had any contact with anybody in that area since? Anybody, or have they contacted you at any time? No. I'm going to give you a phone number. And it's to a sergeant with the Broomfield Police Department. Okay. He would like you to reach out and talk to him. Alright. They have an incident. I don't know the full details of their incident out there. And so I'll let him talk to you about that aspect. He had asked us to come out here to your house and talk with you. We're debating on, you do have an active warrant out of Broomfield Police Department, and they were debating on if they were going to have us arrest you or not. They are not going to have us arrest you on it. I'm going to advise you the fact that you do have a warrant out of Colorado, and you can talk to this sergeant about the details of it, if that makes sense.
As officers speak with Anthony, he appears intoxicated and confused. After being briefed on the situation, he gives his timeline, insisting he never left Utah and spent the morning with family nowhere near Colorado. Once they collect Anthony's statement, Utah officers leave to begin verifying every part of his story. In the meantime, detectives back in Colorado regroup to reassess the investigation. With Anthony
he's in Eagle Mountain. That's where we were at. It's that nice town that's right next to Salt Lake. Yeah.
Detective Martinez turns back to the one angle he hasn't fully explored yet. Crystal's husband, Daniel. Since he never ruled out jealousy or affairs as a possible motive, he decides to dig deeper into Daniel's past. And that's when he stumbles onto something interesting and very unsettling. Searching old reports, Martinez finds a closed but unresolved stalking complaint from years earlier. The victim who filed it is a woman named Carrie. As As it turns out, she was Daniel's ex-girlfriend. The more Martinez reviews, the more disturbing the pattern becomes. The report claims she was stalked for weeks by an obsessed man who impersonated multiple people, manipulating her through fake identities. Detectives quickly locate Carrie and bring her in for an interview. When they sit down with her, they uncover a story so disturbingly similar to Crystal's, it opens up an entirely new theory.
Step on a scale every
What?
morning. Watch this. You spend about 30 seconds
The butterfly
on every
bitch?
day. It's 3.5.
I think it was, you know, like I said, a couple months I broke up with him a couple months into my freshman year. And he, you know, he was pretty emotional, I would say.
Damn.
Sort of desperation would maybe be a word I would use to describe after the breakup of, please don't do this, kind of, you know, crying, that sort of thing. I hope you recall. And then I started to get messages from his roommate, and that person's name is Tom, on AOL Instant Messenger. And I know Tom is real because they were roommates. I called him. Tom would sometimes pick up the phone, and they had a joint room, a joint phone. Tom, his role, I would say, was sort of to gain sympathy on me for Dan and continue to encourage me to communicate with Dan. There was perhaps some indication that he was, because of the breakup, just really not doing well. So this, you know, made me keep communication up with Dan. And Tom ended up being Dan, right? So all these people I'm going to tell you about end up being Dan Crew, not Tom. Yeah, even though Tom is a real person, he was not sending me these messages.
Suffice it to say, what Carrie tells detectives sounds all too familiar. Everything she describes echoes the same pattern detectives have been seeing with Crystal. But the parallels don't stop there.
Things I remember is a group of my friends from our dorm had met, I don't even know how, some cadets from the Air Force Academy. And so we all went to a movie, something super innocuous, and there was like a I must have told Dan about that, and I think it was 2 or 3 days later, I got a message from someone named Nick Clark, and Nick basically said, I'm a cadet at the Air Force Academy. I know you went out with these people, and I want you to know that he came back, or these people came back and said that you slept with him. And so now there's this rumor going around the whole academy that you're an easy target kind of thing. And Nick, I think, served the purpose of sabotaging anyone I was meeting, if they were associated with the Air Force Academy. Of course, the person that I met and went to the movies with was like, I want nothing to do with you, you know? And so, shortly, I don't know, well after that, I started actually more seriously dating Air Force cadet Hansen. And of course, Nick Clark appeared, and I was getting consistent messages from him. And so he, said, you know, we need to find out who's doing this. And he got me a meeting with the Office of Special Investigations at the Air Force Academy. I sat with them, and they kind of laid the emails out on the table, and they said, we've had like a forensic psychologist, a sort of professional look at all these emails. And it's Dan, is what they said.
Carrie would go on to explain that despite their suspicions, there was never enough evidence tying Daniel back to the messages she received then. Everything had been sent from a public library, and because of that, her accusations remained just that. Suspicions. But even without proof, similarities between the two women's experiences are impossible to ignore, and for the first time, detectives begin considering a fourth possibility they never imagined. What if Daniel has been playing everyone? What if he's been impersonating Anthony? What if he's always been the architect behind the entire stalking campaign? Detective Martinez receives the intel from Carrie's interview, and with that, Daniel officially becomes an equal prime suspect alongside Anthony. At this point, the only thing that can give them a definitive answer is the digital evidence. So while they wait for that, Martinez receives something he can work with immediately. A full set of surveillance footage collected from the neighborhood and Daniel's workplace. Investigators sit was killed.
Hello. Hi.
Shortly before
Hey, I
8
heard you
a.m.,
got scared.
Crystal arrives home after dropping off the...
Got scared. She called right after you got the shit scared out of you.
Kids. She pulls into the garage, closes the door, and everything looks normal. Minutes later, at 8:15 a.m., the entire security system goes offline. Every camera except the outside garage camera is taken down for the next 2 hours. At 8:25 a.m., that lone camera records something deeply concerning. Daniel leaves the house to go to work later than he normally does, and shortly after the time medical examiners believe Crystal was killed. From there, workplace footage shows Daniel moving through the building around 9 a.m., greeting co-workers and appearing completely normal, as if nothing had happened at home. And when investigators check footage from surrounding houses, they find no one approaching the property all morning. Everything about the timeline makes Daniel more suspicious by the minute. With all these new developments, detectives bring Daniel back in for another interview. He walks in expecting routine procedural follow-ups, completely unaware of how much has changed since the last time he sat in this room. This is when Daniel's months-long, carefully crafted plan begins to crumble. This time, Detective Martinez walks in with a completely different energy than before. He's no longer feeling Daniel out. He's here with one clear objective: confront him with what's been uncovered and see if his version of events finally breaks.
Alright. How you feeling right now? Just kind of about everything. No. Everything's feeling. I have two different voices going through my head right now. I have Brother Matthew. Yeah, I've mentioned him. He's the sheriff's lieutenant. I have his voice saying, talk to the police. And typical common-fashion American prosecutor. So I have Lynn's voice in my head going, get a fucking lawyer. I just want this to be done. I don't want it. I just don't want it.
Have you ever played a game that uses AI throughout the entire experience? The moment you enter this game, you can upload a photo and let AI automatically generate your in-game character. Not satisfied? You can fine-tune the details yourself afterward. Auto-pathing and auto-combat? That's just the basics. The real highlight is...
Right away, Daniel doesn't open the interview casually. He opens it with a calculated trick. By hinting at getting a lawyer, he's warning detectives, push too hard, and this interview is over. It's clever, but Martinez has a counterplan. Instead of confronting him, he'll pivot the conversation to his relationship with Crystal, making it feel like safer ground to get Daniel comfortable and talking. But if Daniel had any motive to take Crystal out of the picture, this is where it would surface.
Especially when you guys are trying to work together and keep safe, family safe, keep your... As dysfunctional as it is, you still both have the common goal of keeping it safe, right?
Had her as a partner to protect the family, but it didn't feel like a partner who valued me. And I told her at that point, sure, I didn't want to die, so care about me anymore.
That's really hard.
I was hurting, said that, and I wanted her to say she cared about me. She did.
Although Daniel is being honest about what was going on in their marriage, to detectives, moments like this only add to their suspicions. Resentment, rejection, a failing marriage, these are all things that, in the wrong circumstances, can turn into a motive. And this is exactly where the interview takes a sharp turn. Daniel doesn't know yet is that since his last interview, detectives received something they kept secret for this exact moment. One of the tech companies finally responded to their urgent warrants and provided some of the digital data they needed. As it turns out, the emails the stalker had been sending, the messages that terrorized Crystal for weeks, were coming from somewhere much closer to home.
One of the things that we really started looking into today in an effort to find Anthony is the Gmail. So some of that information that we've been able to receive today is a little bit concerning, I guess.
The Gmail account, the Kickman account that you guys initially received with the photo of you in it, and the phone number, those originated through their IP addresses at your office.
Doesn't make any sense. Well, he took the photo of me at my office.
Both of those accounts originated from IP addresses that list back to your office.
There are
If you're gonna do something like that, you've got to know how to
Wi-Fi
have your IP.
access throughout the facility for employees, and there's public Wi-Fi access throughout the entire facility.
Right now, we're working with the director to get all of the IP information to see what was read in that specific address during that time. Because I guess the biggest concern is just the timing of everything, that it just doesn't quite make sense to have somebody create an account, take a photo, and immediately send it off, and then the account is no longer used.
None of this makes any sense.
Daniel looks thrown off, unsure where Martinez is going with this. The emails tied to the stalker connect back to Daniel's workplace, a detail he clearly didn't expect detectives to know. He seems nervous, but still cooperative. So detectives decide it's time to push further, because they have something else they withheld from Daniel until now. During the investigation into Anthony's alibi, officers in Utah forwarded something small but important. A time-stamped shopping receipt placing Anthony in Utah that morning, miles away from Colorado at the time Crystal was killed. Martinez and his partner decide it's the perfect time to see how Daniel reacts when they push him directly and force him to confront the possibility that he might be the stalker.
Also, let's add on top of that the fact that there's, as far as we know right now, there's no physical way that Kickman could have been involved in this based on his ad right now. So, you know, the mystery continues, and
Yes, things are certainly pointing in one direction right now.
well, and you've given us reason. Here's the other thing, Daniel, is I sympathize with the fact that you're in an extremely frustrating situation. I know you want to be a part of your kids' lives.
Real money games are live in Florida. I need you. Real money games are live in Florida.
Real money games are live in...
But you can also sense that's why I'm asking all these questions. Fidelity and everything else. Is there some other mystery man that we don't know about?
I have been faithful. Period.
You know, Anthony has reached out to her in the past, a number of times.
Yep.
Right, the last time was 2016-ish. He had asked her at one point if she wanted to have sex. If there's any bit of question about infidelity, whether it's with Anthony or anybody else, I create an account to see if Christine's actually interested in Anthony, so we ask her, push the bounds a little bit, see if that will confirm our suspicions. Infidelity. Don't get the response and the openness you once did for about 28 days, from October 2nd to October 31st. So you amp it up a little bit, send a photo of yourself to her, an account you created.
I get the narrative together, but it'll just that situation.
But I think ultimately what happened today would bring you the closest to your children that you've probably ever been. In your mind.
I'm very concerned.
Afraid to lose time with them if you get the divorce.
Clearly, detectives managed to perfectly articulate Daniel's reality, one he may not have even fully admitted to himself. He is a man so terrified terrified of losing his children, so desperate to stay in control of his family, that he would do anything if he felt it slipping away, even if it meant murder. The detective's brutal honesty leaves Daniel speechless. He doesn't argue or deny it. He just sits there in quiet resignation, wearing the look of someone who's realizing everyone can see straight through his lies.
If you were watching these facts unfold in front of you in a movie, what would you say happened? I was able to turn off the cameras. I was able to use your IP address from your work to create accounts, to send messages and photos, to act as a stalking suspect.
How's the grind?
I'm analytical at work, and I read.
It's going well.
I don't do.
This is the GSF Barb.
Kickman is 6.5 hour drive, and in fact he was contacted in his house, severely intoxicated. There's no way he could have made that drive. It's time them looking for him. The protection order. Just found him. Today, like that. Chasing from a dog. Sounds like you're accused. Information that points your direction. You're hoping that you could provide an explanation other than it wasn't me. I don't have a narrative story. For you. Because I thought we were at the same time. What would you think, or what would you say if we told you that other people you talked to that are close to your wife expressed that she had maybe told them that she suspected you of having said that right to my face. She wanted to know if it was me. I told her no. But I think there's more to the story. Like, I don't know, it just doesn't, it's not adding up. And I'd like to know what happened this morning. I'd like to know what caused you to get so upset to your wife, because I believe that's what happened. I want to know what happened. I'm there to know. There's only one person in this room that can tell us. I think you got confirmation or found out that she had a boyfriend this morning, or something happened that pissed you off, and you did something that you regret now because you can't go back. I've answered all of your questions that I have. You have your theory. Please find your dominance.
As calm as he's been this entire interview, Daniel finally decides he's had enough and drops the act. His story has crumbled. Detectives see straight through his lies, and he knows it. With nothing left to cling to, Daniel quietly asks for an attorney, and the interview comes to an end. Even though he continues insisting he's innocent, there's one detail Daniel admits on his own. One no one even knew about until now. Crystal herself confronted him about being the stalker. Hearing that from Daniel's own mouth hits Martinez hard, because to him, that sounds like the kind of confrontation that could have pushed everything over the edge. But without hard proof, detectives can't yet say Daniel is truly responsible. So with the interview over, Daniel is processed for physical evidence and escorted out of the police station. But before he leaves, he turns back and tells detectives one final thing.
I won't be just taking this. Because I know it's you don't believe that? Fine. Just don't stop. I swear.
I am very picky when it comes to subscriptions, and I like to think I keep up with them pretty well. But once I downloaded Rocket Money, they let me know I had been
Are you married? Kids?
The Guardians of Mount Ariat open.
I don't care if you capture him. I just motherfucker. He took my children's mother for Christmas.
Over the next 2 days, the case becomes the department's top priority. Every available officer is working on it, and this is when the investigation finally begins to break wide open. Officers in Utah finally finish verifying Anthony's alibi. They find surveillance footage showing him in Utah at the time of Crystal's murder, and there are no travel records or license plate pings placing him anywhere near Colorado. Then, the last of the digital evidence arrives, and this time, it's overwhelming. The burner phones used to send the threatening messages to Crystal were purchased with a Visa gift card registered under Daniel Krug's name. And cell tower records show those burner phones were always in the same location as Daniel's personal phone, meaning he was carrying both devices at the same time. And then comes the final blow. Detectives uncovered Daniel's Google searches from the night before the murder. How hard would you have to hit someone in the head to make them unconscious? When is a head injury a cause for concern? Piece by piece, the picture comes together. There's no Anthony, there's no mysterious stalker. It's always been just Daniel. Detectives now understand exactly what happened. Daniel created the entire stalking persona in a twisted attempt to regain control of his failing marriage. And when Crystal began to suspect the truth, Daniel killed her to cover it up. On December 16th, an arrest warrant is issued for Daniel Krug. Officers are dispatched immediately, finding him on his way to his daughter's dance performance. As patrol units close in, Daniel's movements strike them as suspicious. He appears to be heading back towards his car, and officers believe he may be trying to get away.
This is a detective. You know, Alright, we're coming up in front. Just get up and pump the back. Fuck. Go, 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 go. Just go. Go, 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 go. Go, go, go. Show your hands. Show your hands. Hands on your face. Hands on your face. Hands on your face. Under right.
Daniel Krug is taken into custody without incident. The weeks that follow, police finish their work. The digital forensic evidence, the surveillance timeline, the phone data, all of it leads back to the same person. Investigators become certain that Daniel Krug acted alone. He created a fake stalker, framed an ex-boyfriend, manipulated his wife, his children, and law enforcement.
Wow.
You almost got by with it. Fucking psycho.
All because his wife.
Control freak.
You seem really.
You'll eventually use all 6, I promise. You could change the keybinds on that 1, 2, 3, 4. It doesn't have to be 1, 2, 3, 4. I have mine as ASDW, or a lot of people do theirs as QWER. But like ASW, AS or WASD because that's where your hand naturally sits. Some people do ZXCV, but I don't do that. You like this game? So you got an enchantress. She does a lot of crowd controlling. The Templar can heal you and shit though.
I can heal myself. And also.
powers of the ancients. Magnificent.
Gotta get to level 70 first.
Prime evils are no more. Hello. Stay a while and listen.
Good afternoon.
I'm gonna blow your shit up. Blow your shit up. I will shit down your neck. Ooh. Yep.
The ancient afternoon.
I do WASD for my keybinds. I do the first three is ASD, and then the fourth, number 4, I put as I like to keep my potion Z. I keep everything else the way it is.
It's like
Because you're not used to it. Careful, because V changes.
I'll be back. Hopefully. I don't know if they're gonna pull. So pain. A lot of time. Oh, it looks like it's got a bubble or something. Bottom down. So, if they don't, then what they'll do is they'll take a needle and they'll drain that.
You gotta get it dealt with, huh?
No, I know.
Go get it dealt with. It does their health bars on that game. Turns off health bars on and off.
Oh yeah, you're right.
T for town portal. Just get used to pressing T. That's what I would do.
Greetings.
I do.
Welcome Welcome back, my friend.
They go on your mercenaries. Yeah, they go on your followers.
Welcome to stay here as
Oh.
Chantress.
Where's my
You can access him and then put inventory and skills and then put stuff on him. You're a scoundrel. Read him. Read what he does. Read his skills. Brett. You would have to look up your build online. Go to Maxroll. Go to D3Maxroll.com. It has all the best guides and builds on there for every single class and build there is. You're just picking whatever you think looks coolest, right? Yeah, you want to ideally follow something. But just play through the game. Whatever you feel, it doesn't matter. Like, you're just learning the game. Like, you don't have to be the best of the best. You know what I mean? Just play the game and enjoy the game. Figure it out on your own.
What do you have your skill?
I think mine's Q. Which I believe is default. Max roll. Diablo 3 max roll. You gotta poop again, huh?
Good day.
Did I not do that yet?
Thank you. The destruction. What is it?
Good morning.
At your service.
Oh, 23 amp. $23 to $87. Hold up. Oh, baby. That's an upgrade, babe. It's a big upgrade, actually.
I'll put that to good use.
Right, dude. What do you mean?
This isn't a long thing.
Yeah, just keep playing the game. You'll get it. Ugh. $253. Jeez. Z5. Doing. What's 4K damage? I was doing damage. Damage, bitch. This is starting to be my favorite place.
Army. Army. Oh. Oh. Oh, I don't like that. I don't do that to you, so why the fuck do you do that to me?
What do you mean? What happened?
Don't piss me off.
Champion pack over there.
Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Leave me alone.
Hey.
No, that was fucking mean.
Okay.
I don't do that to you. I don't walk up to you and fart on you. Go away.
Hey.
That was mean.
Sorry. God, it's really bad in here. Holy shit. Dude, how? How do you poop like that? Your butt hurt? I don't like it. It really hurts. more you get that massacre bonus up, the more EXP you get. Alright. I want to play Diablo 3. Yeah, baby. I like it like that. Why does this keep doing this? Why is it not saving my... Yeah, baby. Says the game lacks permission to write new data or cloud sync service. And as admin.
A normal. I put my
answer.
do wish I moved fast, but
Not getting it. Fucking do any of that. Video settings changing.
What's up guys, and welcome back to another video right into my YouTube channel. Today I'm gonna basically tell you how to fix every kind of error or issue you're currently having with Diablo 3. Stick to the end guys, this will be a step-by-step tutorial, and in the end you will perfectly know what to do in order to fix this kind of issues. Before we start right into the video, I just want to let you guys know that I would really appreciate it if you would just leave a like, a comment, or a subscription right into my YouTube channel. It would really make my day and help me out as a little YouTuber as I am. So the first step I would recommend doing for everybody is gonna be to navigate to your taskbar. You're gonna right click your taskbar and open up your task manager. Navigate to the top left corner, click into processes, and once you click processes, I want you to click one of those random processes, doesn't really matter which one, and once you clicked it, I want you to type in the name of your game, and if nothing pops up, it's good for you. If something pops up, simply right click and end the task. Afterwards, you're able to enter the task manager again, navigate to the bottom left corner, click into the Windows symbol, open up your settings, navigate right into update and security, and stick around Windows Update. What I want you to do here is going to be to simply download the latest version of your Windows driver, because it will fix a lot of issues and errors. So once you're finished with that, enter task and do the same thing for your graphics card. So go to the application, go to the browser, and download the latest version of your graphics card driver just to provide the best possible performance in general for your PC. Once you're finished with that, take your in-game shortcut on your desktop or your game shortcut, so your launch shortcut, you're going to right click it. Go to the very bottom where it says properties, you're going to hit compatibility and simply copy my settings. So let's quickly run through it. Enable run this program compatibility mode 4, select Windows 8, disable full screen optimizations, as well as enable run this program as an administrator, hit apply and OK. I guess that's it for the video. I hope that I could actually help you out of this one. If it was like that, just leave a like, a comment, or a subscription right onto my YouTube channel. It would really make my day and help me out. See you in the next one, and bye.
Can't find a fix. Tried all the suggestions. I found support sites. I hate to ask this, but have you tried reinstalling? Someone in Discord suggested it, and it to F off. That's not a solution to the problem. I hate that solution for everything. People can't solve it well. I did. It didn't. It didn't help. I also knew it wouldn't work. If you use battle.net, open battle.net, go to game settings here. I did do that. That doesn't do shit. What the fuck are we talking about? This was the problem, however, sort of different. For some reason, OneDrive was installed on the PC and a copy. Oh, OneDrive is fucking doing this shit? No way. Dude. Is that what's doing it? Be quiet, please.
It's not that Decker.
Fuck Decker Kane. He got killed by a butterfly. What a bitch. What a pussy. It's okay. Wait till you see who Diablo is. You're gonna be like, what? You're gonna be like, what? Big spiders in that bitch. I gotta get ready for work. I don't want to get ready for work. Officer of
This is Sarah Evans. She's just found the friend Benny King covered inside his own home. Killer, however, was nowhere to be seen. Every witness they had was somebody different.
Skinny guy, 6 foot, 6'5". Young guy,
It's just hard to tell her. She's been taking all his money.
Weeks later, town exactly the same fashion. A serial killer on their hands. They had to do everything to figure out and where they were hiding out before they killed again. Was me. It all started on April 8th when Akron police received this phone call.
Location of your emergency. Oh my God.